Hey guys, today we're going to go through the quotient rule. So the quotient rule is how we differentiate the quotient of two functions, or in other words, how we differentiate one function divided by another function. So if y is equal to u divided by v, where u and v are functions of x, then dy by dx, the derivative of y, is equal to v times the derivative of u minus u times the derivative of v, all divided by v squared. And notice here how the minus sign between these two terms means that the order does matter. So v times du by dx has to be the positive term, and u times dv by dx has to be the negative term. So let me give you an example. Let's say y is equal to e to the x divided by sine x. So here we've got the quotient of two functions. So if we want to find the derivative of this expression, we're going to need to use the quotient rule. So let's call e to the x, let's call that u. So u is equal to e to the x, and let's call sine x v. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to differentiate them individually. So if u is equal to e to the x, then du by dx is equal to e to the x as well. And if v is equal to sine x, then dv by dx is equal to cosine x, the derivative of sine. So now we have u du by dx and we have v and dv by dx. We can plug them in the formula to get dy by dx. So dy by dx is equal to v times the derivative of u minus u times the derivative of v. And that's all divided by v squared. So all divided by sine squared. So if we neaten this up, we can factorize out the e to the x. So dy by dx is equal to e to the x times sine x minus cosine x, all divided by sine squared x. So next up we have y being equal to x over 2x squared plus 1 to the power of 3. So the function of x in the numerator is x, and the function of x in the denominator is 2x squared plus 1 to the power of 3. So if u is equal to x, then du by dx is equal to 1. And in order to find dv by dx, we're going to need to use the chain rule. So when we use the chain rule, we're going to bring the power down and reduce it by 1. So we're going to be left with 3 times 2x squared plus 1 squared, and we're going to multiply by the inner derivative. So the derivative of 2x squared plus 1, which is 4x. Therefore dv by dx is equal to 12x times 2x squared plus 1 to the power of 2. So now if we plug this back into the original formula, then we're going to get the derivative of y being equal to v, so 2x squared plus 1 cubed multiplied by 1. And we're going to subtract u times dv by dx, so x times this expression here, 12x 2x squared plus 1 to the power of 2. And all of that is divided by 2x squared plus 1 cubed, and then we're going to square that as well. So using the exponent laws in the denominator, then we're going to be left with 2x squared plus 1 to the power of 6. And in the numerator, these two terms are going to combine to make 12x squared. And what we can actually do now is we can divide top and bottom by a factor of 2x squared plus 1 squared. So we can reduce this power by 2. So that's 1. We can reduce this power by 2, so we get 0, and this power by 2 as well. So that leaves us with 2x squared plus 1 minus 12x squared times 1, because anything to the power of 0 is just 1, all over 2x squared plus 1 to the power of 4. So our final answer is 1 minus 10x squared, all divided by 2x squared plus 1 to the power of 4. So next we have y is equal to xlnx divided by sine 2x. So in order to differentiate the numerator, we're going to need to use the product rule, and in order to differentiate the bottom, we're going to need to use the chain rule. So u is equal to xlnx, and v is equal to sine 2x. So let's recall the chain rule. So if we have a product of two functions, u and v, then uv prime, the derivative of their product, is equal to u prime v plus v prime u. And don't confuse the u's and the v's in this equation with the u's and the v's in this equation here. So just to clarify, in this specific equation, u is x and v is ln x. Therefore, du by dx is equal to, so u prime v is going to be 1 times ln x, and v prime u is going to be x times 1 over x. So the x is going to cancel with the x on the bottom, so that's going to leave us with du by dx is equal to ln x plus 1. And then for dv by dx, we're going to need to use the chain rule. So the inner function is 2x, the outer function is sine. So we're going to be left with cosine 2x multiplied by the inner derivative, which is 2. So dv by dx is 2 cosine 2x. Now plugging these back into the formula, then we're going to have dy by dx is equal to v times du by dx, so sine 2x times du by dx, which is ln x plus 1. And then we're subtracting u, which is x ln x, multiplied by 2 cosine 2x. And we're dividing by v squared, which is sine squared 2x. Hey guys, thanks for sticking around. If you got value from the video, then smash that subscribe button, and I'll see you next time.